Hey there, guys. Dane Cook is an American celebrity, actor, and comedian who is dating a 23-year-old when he's 50. Now, this is nothing new in Hollywood and this is nothing new for celebrities, but people seem to have a problem and people seem to want to talk about the situation of Dane Cook dating another woman who is an adult, and people seem to have a problem with it. Now, let's talk about it. Now, celebrity relationships are nothing new in America and in Hollywood, specifically with celebrity age gaps. Now, when it comes down to it, there have been many celebrities that have extremely huge age gaps. That being more so over the 10-year mark. People want to date young people. People get that, like because if you're a 30-year-old man, you're not gonna find a 30-year-old woman, because then the relationship is gonna be boring. You need to find yourself someone who's maybe 25 or something. That's who you want to date. That is your preferred preference. Some people go down 10 years. Like when you have money, you have options. That's the difference, specifically for men. Like when you're a woman who is extremely good looking, you have options. You can date whichever man you want, but when you're a man with money, you have options, and that is the point. But I mean, then again, Dan Cook is a grown man and she is a woman, and his wife now is an adult. Now he's now okay. Now Dan Cook is 50 years old. Dan Cook is 50 years old, and his engaged to be wife is 23. Now, with that, I say let them do what they want. They look both happy. They both look happy. They both look happy. I don't know why people want to drag him and call him all sorts of things for simply dating someone who's younger. Now, if you ask me, I don't know why this woman is 23 years old and is wanting to date someone who is supposed to be the same age as her dad. Her dad, like, I don't know how old this woman's parents are. Now, to my knowledge, her name is Kelsey Taylor, who is 23. Now, 23 and 50. That's like she's not even half his age yet. But this man is literally pulling out the works for this woman. And honestly, if they are both happy, I wish them a happy and successful relationship. I'm not going to be one of these people to call him a predator or whatever. But apparently there's many things circulating that apparently he met her when she was 15 and he was 42, which, if you ask me, that's kind of weird. But I mean, then again, in Hollywood there are so many big age gaps. Like, for example, I was googling, and like if you check the age gap between Beyonce and Jay-Z, there's at least over a 10-year age gap, pretty much a 12-year age gap between the two. And you could honestly say that, like, when Jay-Z was producing, or when Jay-Z and Beyonce were doing music together, this guy probably wanted her way back then, because it took a while for them to actually get into their relationship. But you could say, I mean, 12 years is a considerable difference, but they were both adults way before. They were both adults. They were both adults, so there's nothing really anyone can say. But it's huge celebrity age gaps are nothing new. And honestly, to Dane Cook and his wife Kelsey Taylor, I wish them the best. I wish them a happy and successful relationship, because you want to know something funny is that women want men with money. Like, women want men with money. That's nothing new. And Dane Cook is a celebrity. He's got money, and he can take care of her. As opposed to, and she's only 23. Most men don't have their lives together by the age of even 25. To pretend like as if all men in their 20s have their lives together, it's probably only a very slim amount of men, because a lot of men by the ages of like 19 to 25 are usually still playing video games and whatnot. And the crazy thing is that, I'm not that young and I'm not that old. I wouldn't say that I'm old. I'm pretty young, honestly speaking. And like, one thing I noticed is that a lot of the girls from my high school that I graduated with don't look as good as they looked when we were in high school. Like, after maybe a good 2 or 3 years after graduating high school, a lot of these women got pregnant, they got married, they had kids. And they pretty much ruined their lives right off the bat by being too overzealous and running into relationships too fast. But I mean, they honestly look happy. But Dane Cook looks old. I didn't know this dude was 50. Man, when I was a kid, this dude. And by the way, Dane Cook is probably the person, you know the face but you don't know the name. But I don't know. Honestly speaking, I just wish them the best. But let these people do what they want, because women want to go on these tirades of making fun of men who don't have their lives together. But these men could probably give these women the lives they could only dream of, financial freedom, all of these. And let me just list a few celebrity age gaps: George Clooney and Alma Clooney, 17 years; Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, 11 years; Leonardo DiCaprio and Kalina Moron, 23 years; Jay-Z and Beyonce, 12 years; Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas, 11 years. These guys are dating women that are going to keep them young. You have to date women that are going to keep you young. I wouldn't say go as far as to start talking to high school girls when you're in your 30s, because that is weird and you're probably gonna get arrested for that. But I would say, like, when you're in your 30s, date women in their 20s, because even now in my position, like when I was 14, 14-year-old girls were really chatting to guys that were 19, 20. So obviously it left me in a gray area of where I couldn't get attention from women my own age. So a lot of my teen years were spent alone because these chicks were essentially gaslighting each other and us to thinking that older men are everything. So you tell me. And the funny thing is, a lot of these older women now are being bitter. Older women are bitter. Like, and the thing is, a lot of the girls that I went to high school with are all overweight now. They are depressed, they are grumpy, and it's really not a good look on them. And I don't want to date such messes. A lot of them don't have their lives together and are still living with their parents. And people expect me to be successful and expect some unrealistic level of perfection and success. And woman, if being rich and successful is so easy, then surely you can go do it yourself. If it is so easy, then you can go do it yourself. Because women want to go on tirades about how to get a man with money. Well, guess what she did? She got herself a man with money, and she's happy and she can live her life. Don't hate on progress. Don't hate the player, hate the game. And with that, this is Controversial signing off, saying don't be a grumpy, fat, old 40-year-old woman. Lose weight and then maybe people will like you or something like that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these women who are calling these men out for dating younger women are all these fat, overweight, depressed women who just tell themselves, no, men must want me. But anyway, guys, this is Controversial signing off. I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.